terms.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I want first to support new clause 8 moved by my honourable friend. The Barriers to Britishness report was published a year ago this month, and in his foreword, the Conservative member for South Leicestershire pointed out that the cost of citizenship in the UK is the highest in the Western world, and that, and I quote, "The combined cost of applying to become a citizen in Australia, Canada, the USA and France still does not add up to the cost of a single application in Britain. The fee is almost 4 times the cost to the Home Office of processing an application." This is a hostile environment for hard-working, law-abiding migrant families, and that is the reason that Clause 9 in this bill provokes such anxiety. I know many families on the so-called 10-year route to indefinite leave. 2.5 years leave to remain at a time, to be obtained 4 times before they can apply for indefinite leave. They pay extortionate fees every time. Sometimes people lose their jobs because they don't have leave to remain between 2.5 year period ending and the Home Office getting round to granting the next. No recourse to public funds applies throughout that 10-year period, subject to a different amendment we'll debate later on. I told the Prime Minister about a family I know at the Liaison Committee last year. Both parents work, mother a teaching assistant, father in a big international company. The mother's job continued after lockdown. The father was laid off. Lockdown happened in one of the gaps between 2.5 year periods. His employer didn't know whether it was allowed to furlough him under the new scheme, so did not. That family had no recourse to public funds. All they could do was turn to a food bank to survive. The Prime Minister said at the Liaison Committee, hard-working, law-abiding families in that position should have help of one kind or another. I very much agree with him. Unfortunately, they don't. And every 2.5 years, they have these extortionate visa fees. And how people cope with massive fees. And one family I know, they talk about £14,000 every 2.5 years in order to stay in the UK. For 10 years, no child benefit, even if the children are British citizens, no universal credit if somebody loses a job, no free school meals if the family hits hard times prior to the pandemic. That is the hostile environment for law-abiding, hard-working migrant families, which is why families are so worried about what's in this bill.